So I come to see my old neighborhood where I used to live when I was a kid. Um, I was born in 1983, and little TJ at my old neighborhood. Yeah, everything is so different since I used to live here. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a walkthrough. hmm Yeah, everything is so different. Uh, when I was young, some kid pushed me in one of these mailboxes. It hurt me right here. I started bleeding from my head. Oh, that's where I used to live, apartment 16, my old neighborhood. Now I'm gonna go do a tour. Then I have a little picture that when my dad used to take me a picture with my sister. And there, yeah. I'm gonna go to my other. This is where my mom and my dad met for the first time. After that, we moved to another apartment complex. I'm gonna go take a look. We're still here the same. I remember from right there, it used to be all dirt. This is the unit I used to live in, 21. Wow. This, I remember someone used to play here, hide and seek. Someone would be in this wall county, and this thing wasn't here then. This used to be a little playground. Wow, everything's changed. Oh, crazy. I remember when I was a kid, I used to hide, and when I was like around maybe like 7 or 8 years old, I tried to hide in there. Right here, and there was like a man knocked down with blood in there. I remember the laundry room used to be, it's still there, but there used to be dirt in the middle where those palm trees are at. I remember there used to be a guy sneaking on my sister, really creepy. It was my apartment, the playground that I spent most of my time playing. We used to we used to run all the way over here. That gate wasn't there before, but this whole area was our playground. Crazy, dude. And I remember like me and my sister would go on a bike. We used to come and visit my cousins, Jerry, and when we were little kids. This whole area I used to be our playground. I remember when I was a kid. Man, this used to be bigger when I was a kid. Now it's like small. I remember when I was a kid, there was a white dog chasing me right here. I had to get on top of a van that had a ladder, and I ended up going to the top of the roof of the van, so the dog won't chase me. This is crazy. This is the apartment that my cousin used to live in. Damn, everything seems so small all of a sudden. When I was a kid, everything seems so huge. My cousin used to live there. Yeah. My cousin, yeah, this is where my cousin used to live. That window up there. Damn, every time I walk through here, it reminds me like old times. I remember when I was a kid, there was no such thing as, you know, superheroes like I've known. The only person that I know was Ninja Turtles, and I thought they were real. We used to try to open the manhole cover around here, and I remember there was in that first apartment window right there, there was a guy showing the Batman movie of 1989 with Michael Keaton. Um, I thought at that time it was like a big hit movie. I didn't know that, but um, this used to be my whole area, like playground. Kind of looked like little TJ or something. This used to be my playground. Not that wasn't there before. Everything has changed through the years. Well, I'm gonna start taking off because it looks like there's a lot of gang, a lot of gangs coming up this way. So as you can see, I went to explore my old childhood. Back then, I was born in Los Angeles Hospital, but my childhood neighborhood was in Northridge. This is where I spent half of my childhood, my first half of my childhood in Northridge, which I have enjoyed most of my, free time way before we came to Canoga Park. Because back then, the apartment that you just saw, we used to run the whole streets. We used to be around here, and go to around my elementary school where now back then it was turning really awful. My dad said there was gangs. I didn't know that because I was a kid. I didn't know what was good, what was bad. But my dad said it was like a whole bunch of gangs. There was weed, drugs all over the place, and I didn't know about that until we had to get out of the of the school. My dad got me out of the school. First we moved, then he got me out of the school so I did the first 3 semesters of third grade. After that, we went to Canoga Park and attended Nevada Elementary School. But this was my old elementary school back then, Napa Elementary School. To ride my bikes with my sister and with some other friends, we used to go around over here. My dad did not allow us to be around the school, so we had to go back to the neighborhood because it's close by. The elementary school is close by to our neighborhood, and so I remember when my dad used to kick it together. We used to walk here. It's just this things are still here ever since, nothing has changed. But the neighborhood where I used to live changed plenty a lot. I wonder who still lives there for so many years. But this was my old elementary school. The only teacher I remember here was Mrs. Conway. I wonder if she's still around, still living. She was really young. She was like maybe like 25 or 26 years old at that time. I was barely like maybe like 6 or 7 years old. I had her for first and second grade. This used to be our neighborhood. Our elementary school used to be next to the Walsh. I had to get out of the neighborhood because it looks like there was a lot of, I don't know, there was a guy walking with a dog, and I agreed to him, say, hey, how you doing? And I told him that I used to live here a while when I was a kid. Like, and then he tells me like, yeah, a lot of people comes in here and visit. A lot of this place has changed, but that place has changed a lot. But as I started walking, just filming, like I started seeing a lot of gangs coming out, and I'm like, okay, that's a sign that I have to get out of here. You know, they're all wearing white colors, like, I'm wearing white and black, and I'm like, I gotta leave. Good thing I parked my car right next to the elementary school. I didn't want to park it inside the neighborhood. So, um, one thing I heard was that when my dad used to tell me when I was a kid is that used to be a bad area back then. It was a good thing we got out. He didn't want to race us in there with a lot of violence. I remember like when I was a kid, we used to play hide and seek in that wall. Someone will be counting, and I jumped over this wall, and I didn't notice. I was trying to hide. There was a guy um, bleeding, knocked down, like somebody hit him with a glass bottle or something. He had blood all over his face. That's the only thing I remember as a childhood. And then I remember my dad came at night telling us, like, you guys got to come home. And I told my dad, there's that guy knocked down right there. It's like, oh, okay. Right after that, my dad told us to go in. And my mom started calling the cops. It was a lot of crime back then. Right now, it's like, have you saw there was like gates all over? It wasn't never was like that before. I remember it was open, but my dad said they started closing it down like in 1990 or something, or 91. It was during the riots of King, that guy's name, Rodney King or something. That's when they started closing everything down, 91 or 92. But after that, that was like, you know, now there's more control. But I was just exploring my childhood neighborhood. I had to get out of there because I saw a lot of gangs coming out, and I'm like, I gotta leave. So I started walking away.